Okay, got this out. And we should be live. Let me just do one quick audio test to make sure we're good to go on YouTube. And we're good to go. Perfect. And what is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are live once again with the Laws Roundtable. If you guys are coming back from my last episode just a little while ago, thank you guys so much. And once again, thank you to Colossal Mike Law. But now I am joined by, he is the legend, the icon himself. When you talk tag team wrestling, you have to mention this man. He is one half of the legendary The Hit Squad, Steve Monsta Mack. How are you doing, sir?
What's going on, Ray? I'm chilling. Just was actually watching the Stone Cold interview with Bobby Lashley that they just put out, and Bobby Lashley, someone that the interactions that I've had with in the past, pretty cool guy, and so it's like really cool to see, someone like that. Just he's dominating right now.
Yeah.
He's one of the things, and he's with one of my boys, MVP, who he's like family. So it's cool to see your friends do awesome stuff and have fun doing it. So just chilling basically.
Hey, that's awesome. I was gonna say, so how's it been? Because I know the last time we spoke, it was right before, I guess, the craziness went down, the pandemic going down. How's everything been? How are you holding up?
So for me, it was fine. I actually, it's weird. A lot of people were freaking out about, oh, am I going to get sick? I ended up catching COVID around November. And it sucked for a few days. But, obviously I came on through it. I talked to someone this weekend who they got it in December. They still didn't get their sense of smell or taste back. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, I got it back in like 5 days. So I was very fortunate. But, I'm working my regular job at the time. I was still going into work every day. So it was kind of awesome because it was like a dead city, I had nobody driving around. It was awesome, I kind of wish we went back to everyone staying at home for work, but that's just me being selfish. It wasn't that bad. As far as wrestling, though, we found workarounds and made it work once we found that things could be safe as can be. It was companies like Titan Championship Wrestling that, they started there. As far as I know, they were like the first show in New Jersey to run with an audience outside. Yep. Going back to, I believe it was July or June, they had that drive-in show.
Yeah, I was actually there for that, and that was definitely something. Like, especially with everything going on, it's like, okay, this gets us something to not go insane during all that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and they started, they brought people back, and it sucked during the wintertime because one of the last shows we did in 2020 was when I won the title, and it was about 30-40 degrees outside, and you're doing an outdoor show. I won the title. It was cool, yeah, but I couldn't feel anything. I was frozen all over with all the sweat and the cold. It was crazy, but in a way, it was Titan that helped show the world how to adapt in a weird way. I know people will, it's not Game Changer or it's not whatever, this, that. Doesn't matter. They did it first, and we were able to show people it can be done.
No, definitely. And you got to give them that. Definitely props to Titan Championship Wrestling. We'll definitely be talking about that later on as well. But you got to give them that. You definitely got to give them the props. And, again, keeping people sane during all this and giving them that wrestling fix. But we got to talk about that now. Now that fans are starting to come back in, what are your thoughts on that? The current climate of wrestling, like you said, you were watching the Bobby Lashley interview. Your thoughts on the WWE product right now? They're bringing fans back. They're about to have their big show this summer on Saturday. Like, it's a lot.
It is. I've actually enjoyed, and I haven't watched too much, but I've actually enjoyed watching SmackDown for Roman Reigns, John Cena. I'm always going to be a huge Cena fan. The guy is awesome. And Roman Reigns too, same thing. He made people tune in to wrestling when they were looking for anything, and a lot of people watched just for Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, and it's kind of cool to see that now it's playing out in front of the crowd and the reactions that they were getting, and I love all that. Same thing with AEW. I don't watch AEW too much. Yeah. I did watch their new show that they put out last week. And the crowd reaction was insane. And I watched a couple of other shows, like when they had the crazy cage match with Inner Circle and MJF's guys. I watched that show, and it's cool to see how the fans are dying to wrestle. And there's no like Cena comes out, they don't really boo him anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that pop. Like when it actually happened again, when he returned, that crowd reaction just added so much of another element to it, because I was like, this feels like wrestling again. Like that's what you want. You want that just crowd roaring and going crazy. And it's like, I can imagine John's like, oh, they're cheering me again.
Is though. One of my friends, I'm not going to put him out there, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. One of my friends was in the match when John Cena came back for one of the house shows. I think it was this past weekend. Yeah. And I asked him, I was like, how insane is that? He said, when Cena comes out, it's like a whole nother level. Like just the crowd reaction, the noise, the participation, everything, and watching him work and do his craft. It's kind of cool to watch, because you don't really see it too much now. Everybody's kind of in a learning phase now at the WWE, and with the exception of like Lashley and Roman Reigns, but pretty much everybody there is, they're learning how to work now with the crowd and do things, and it's awesome to see that there's still those moments where people are like, "Oh man, this is so dope." Yeah. It's John Cena, and like that, Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley, everyone's loving it.
No, definitely.
It's kind of weird that they got rid of so many guys who were on that veteran level, because they kind of need that for the younger guys. But they know what they're doing. I don't know. I'm just a fan.
Yeah. Hey, if anything, it's now going to be some possible dream matches again on the indies. Like, we have a lot of options. I can imagine you want to get your teeth in there, a few of those guys too. Like, I would love to see, just to throw it out there, you and Bobby Fish again, somewhere out there.
Well, yeah, someone I would definitely be interested in. I've actually was talking to someone earlier today. I've been talking a lot about my 25th wrestling anniversary, getting into the business. It's at the beginning of next year, like around February 2022, I'm sorry. And I mentioned that, Matt Tremont came out of retirement. Matt Tremont, I've always wanted to wrestle Matt Tremont in a barbed wire match. I don't want glass. I don't want light tubes. I just want to see who's the toughest between me and Matt Tremont. And honestly, I love Matt Tremont. I think he's a great guy. But I think I'm going to knock the snot out of Matt Tremont. And whoever watches this, please let him know that if you want to set up something for February, please, by all means, let's do this. Because I know he's coming back for Onita. I'm pretty sure seeing Cody talk about, that match is going to happen with Tremont, inspired him a little too. So I'm pretty sure he's going to aim for that. So like I said, somewhere in between Onita and Tremont, Matt Tremont. Onita and Cody, Matt Tremont, I want.
Wow.
As far as other players, Bobby Fish is definitely someone that, I would love to get in the ring with. Honestly, I would love to just sit in the locker room with someone like Bray Wyatt and just listen to how their mind works. Yeah. I've always enjoyed stuff like that. I mean, in this year, I've seen crazy. I was just watching today. There was a video from the match of Grim Reaper, who's, his family, go back to the doghouse, taking on Too Cold Scorpio. And it was one of the most awesome videos that I've seen in a very long time. And then just watching that made me want to watch the match. And they had a great match. They had a banger, you know what I mean? And it's also, who would think Too Cold Scorpio is still killing it? Like, if that doesn't qualify him for being one of the GOATs in wrestling or high flyers, whatever it is, whatever category you want to fit him in, he has to be in that conversation.
Definitely.
He's still doing it at a level that above and beyond most people,
Yeah.
So we're seeing a lot of dream matches, and, I still, if I could, maybe, who knows, maybe, I don't think it's going to happen, maybe Mia Moff and, like, the Hardys, or Mia Moff and the Rock and Roll Express, who knows? a lot of things have to happen, a lot of moving parts have to happen, but hey, that's still a dream match for me and the Rock and Rolls. You know
Oh
what I
man,
mean?
that would be insane. I'm not trying to throw that out there, but would love to see you take that destroyer though.
But, I will say this: I'll take the destroyer as long as he lets Moff hit the burning hammer and I get to hit the clothesline on one of them.
Can we get a building with a wall though? That would be a good spot.
Well, I would want to put them through that much pain.
Sorry, I'm going too far there. I'm going too far. But no, that is insane. The possibilities now said they're endless. And again, it's great to see these talent. Again, a lot of them are going to bounce back like that. So
yeah, there is one more person besides the guys I said, and that's AJ Gray.
Ooh. Okay.
Simply for who has the harder and the better looking clothesline. He's got a real pretty hard one, but I mean, for the last 24 years, what's buttered my bread was my clothesline. Yep. You know, and in a time where, you know, he was using JBL was using, you know, clothesline from Texas or whatever it is, clothesline from hell, and I'm using clothesline from Compton, and that gets just as respected. No one makes fun of it because it's a legit finish. You know what I mean? And that says a lot. You know, and I really would like to get in there with him. Plus, you know, he's a great wrestler, so I really would like to test myself out one last time with someone on his level, his caliber of wrestler, and just see, you know, what the old man still got.
No, definitely, and I mean, I would love to see that again. Any person listening to this, I'm definitely just gonna clip this whole just dream match list right now, and that's it. We're seeing who bites, because that list right there, God, I need all of it right now. But that's amazing. But again, this is what you want to hear. You want to hear, even again with all the stuff I was saying earlier, the legend, the icon, you still have that want to get in there with some of the younger guys too and test that boundary. That's awesome.
I've always been that way, where for me it's a learning and a teaching experience at the same time. You know, I get to show them what I know, and they get to show me stuff that they know, and you know, it's like a cross-pollination of wrestling styles. And there's a lot of talented guys out there right now. I mean, look, today I put over Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan Gresham is the best in the world by far. And to be honest, if we don't get that dream match of him and Bryan Danielson at some point, I know it's happened, but I mean, at this level, and you know, there's guys like that. There's guys like Jordan Oliver, and you know, I get to see my favorite Arcadia. He's back in the ring and he's killing it. You know, Azrael's still killing it. Jay Lethal's still killing it. A lot of guys that were young guys when I was starting to blow up or whatever. Now they're the guys blowing up, and they're the guys on top, and it's cool to see that. So that's why I've always been about helping out the younger guys, because no matter what happens, my legacy will be, what did I show the guys under me? Yep. It's not, you know, it could be about what I did or where I went to or who I wrestled. It's about who I taught for me. That's what's more important. Would it be cool to say I had a contract? Yeah, it'd be cool to say I had a contract and got paid to wrestle, but it didn't happen that way, and it still might. Who knows? But for the foreseeable future, right now, you know, my legacy is who did I have a hand in getting started in this business, showing them the right way to do it. Yeah. You know, and who are they going to pass it on to next? Because, like I always say, once I'm done in the ring, I still want to watch wrestling. Yeah. I want to enjoy. And if I can't enjoy what I'm watching, then that sucks. That speaks about me and the guys that I was with. You know, and if you notice, pretty much all the guys that I've been with, whether it's Mav, Homicide, Key, whoever, we're all teachers. Yep. We all teach a certain amount of students. I don't want to say kids. A certain amount of students, men, women, and they're all going on to the next level of becoming something. So that's something that I'm very proud of, to say that we've had that influence and effect on people. You know, plus it helps being too, you know, a young Hispanic, and I'm not one to be about that, you know, race or whatever, because I just do not how I am. But being a young Hispanic male from, you know, New York City, I get to see guys like Mike and Angel, UYFBO, LAX, Santana Ortiz, whatever you want to call them. That's my true, that's my legacy right there, those guys. Because I had a awesome hand, a big hand in how they are today. There were other people, but I know that what I did with them in the ring definitely helped mold them, and we passed the torch to them. Yep. So from when I see them on TV, I'm proud like a dad because those are my boys. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
That really is what makes me happy with wrestling.
No, that's awesome. And it's like I said, like even when I promoted this, I was like, you truly are one of the Theos in wrestling, the Godfathers, the Padrinos. Because, again, the guys you mentioned, you, Moth, Homicide, Low-Key, what you guys did, especially for my generation, it's like there's nothing we can ever do to repay you guys for that wave you guys, that road you guys paid for us. Because it's legit. The door's open for us to do so many things. Again, last time we spoke, I'm growing up a block from where you guys were in Bed-Stuy over here. So to think, again, you guys made it so it's like a kid like me could think there's a possibility out there. There's an option, again. And studying you guys, I could say I've tape studied everything you guys from your with Divine Storm, with SAT, with all those guys. That's why I said the respect is there. And again, not to keep putting you over here, but this is why it was an honor to get to speak with you here. Because it's awesome.
You guys see me how I am at the shows and we do interviews together and stuff. I'm laid back and chill and pretty much a big kid. I'm like everybody else. I enjoy my video games. I enjoy my wrestling. I enjoy my movies and music. You know what I mean? It just so happens that I'm really good at beating people up in front of other people. So.
No, definitely. You definitely are. But let's start moving on here. Because also, before I forget, I was just speaking with Mike Law a little while ago. He mentioned you might be the top hardest person that's hit him in that ring with that lariat of yours. He was like, he's still, the last time you actually got in the ring with him, he thought he was the next week already. So again, shout out to Mike Law there.
Like I said when I was promoting, Mike, he has a lot of history in the biz and a lot of people don't realize it. And I remember him being a kid going to the doghouse way back when and, trying to work with him a little bit. And, as we progressed through the indies, whether it's through Ace or JP or any of the other companies that, we worked around in Jersey or New York or wherever, Mike is someone that, I'm actually proud to see the person he's developed into because, at first it kind of was like, not that he didn't take it serious, but he was kind of lost in the shuffle. And then he found that niche, that thing that worked for him. And he's developed quite a following, quite a character development. And he's someone that I appreciate seeing at shows and talking to and working with. I'm thankful for Catalyst Wrestling because that's how they introduced me, was through Mike Law. And we're developing a new storyline and with HC Loke, but none of that happens if me and Mike doesn't have a good match, And I'm very thankful for Mike being there and being the guy that he is because he is a good guy. No matter what, he's one of the better guys in any locker room that you're in.
No, definitely. And again, guys, if you want to check that out, episode 2, check that out here. Awesome story. He also brought up about the doghouse and Arena Puerto Rico because that's how I learned about a lot of, especially like this generation of guys, studying from that, learning about Arena Puerto Rico, learning about Doghouse, and seeing how influential it was on the New York Indies. Like how
it's crazy. It feels like it was a lifetime ago almost. But at the same time, then there's times where I think back and I feel like, man, that just happened, and it was 23 years ago, 24 years ago. You know what I mean? And I will always put over Low Life Louie, Mace Mendoza, because those are two guys that Louie I knew from high school, Mace I've known since the 5th grade. If it wasn't for them inviting me and Loki down to Arena Puerto Rico, who knows where this ride takes off, I got to meet a lot of great people, work with a lot of great people, and, do a lot of cool things that, honestly, I never would have thought in my life. And, I talked to Homicide, and actually I talked to the SATs one time about it too. Like, who knew that Arena Puerto Rico was to be home, the hotbed of New York professional wrestling? It was what it was.
No, definitely, and it really has, and it's crazy. I had to laugh for a sec, thinking, because I'm legit 23 years old. But I'm hearing this and I'm like, again, this influenced my childhood with wrestling. Like watching you guys and seeing that, and it's like, again, it's embedded in our DNA here in New York. Like Arena Puerto Rico definitely laid its mark for, especially, again, Doghouse, for places like Hog, for places like CZW, for Jersey All Pro, all that. It's there in that find right there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But
Thanks.
it's awesome. Well, let's keep it going here. Let's talk. You mentioned it earlier. We got to talk gaming, because I remember last time we spoke about the gaming. What's new in your gaming collection right now?
So my prized possession is my At Games Legends Ultimate Arcade.
Yeah.
And I got that for Christmas pretty much. But I've added stuff like obviously added more games. I've added they have a LCD or LED display, so that the marquees change when you change the game.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I've done a bunch of little mods here and there, but I recently got back my PC that I sent out for putting in an arcade, and at some point, I don't know, I always say I'm going to do it soon, but I have that tabletop Street Fighter from Arcade 1-Up, and I want to add the PC into that and just go nuts with it. I have a lot of the parts and stuff. I just haven't had the time and the ability to dedicate to, wanting to get that done. But, that's been my new joy. I've been adding stuff. I have, I think it was like 150,000 games on the PC.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, trust me, it's a sickness. But, like I said, I really would like to turn the cocktail cabinet into that. Just because it's such a cool. I have the regular stand-up Street Fighter, but the table looks so awesome. So just to spice it up a little bit so that it stands out. And then outside of that, I really haven't been doing too much. A lot more Nintendo Switch love, because I play with my daughter. She likes playing Mario Kart on there.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Trying to play. She tries to get me to play Among Us, but I suck. So
I was gonna say, are we gonna have to add you to the group chat there? Because me and Quinn's tried to get everyone to play Among Us, and it's like, if people tried to kayfabe before during that game, it's like, nah, man, it's not me.
I try. It's just I'm really not that good at it. I do play a lot of. I've been playing Mario Golf.
Oh, okay.
That just came out. I've always loved the Mario Golf and Mario Tennis series. So that's been getting a lot of love lately. And then I don't know what possessed me. I bought, and it was like the first game, one of the first games that came out for the Switch was Ultra Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
But I didn't get the American version. I got the Japanese version. So I've been enjoying that a lot more for some reason. I don't know why. It's really awesome. Really having a great time with it. And then I started playing Legend of Zelda. What is it?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Yes, Breath of the Wild. I started playing that because when it came out, I didn't even bother. Yeah. Too many geeks. Breath of the Wild is amazing. All right, cool, good for you. But what's it called? I downloaded, but I just haven't. Again, I'm not able to invest as much time as I would like.
Yep.
But it's there, so that way, I do have the time I can.
Yep.
I really need like a good 2-week vacation. I haven't since COVID started. I haven't taken any time off. I haven't done anything but work and do what I have to do and wrestle and be a dad and all that good stuff. So it's been keeping me all over the place. But I keep talking. There's a couple of other podcasts where we keep talking about doing a Street Fighter tournament.
Ooh.
On Twitch. So if we do, I will hit you up. So
definitely do. I remember years back we talked about when UFC was getting big. We were gonna do this tournament. I'm like, I still got my controller. Just waiting.
If Red is in that, I'm not playing because Red is mad cheap in UFC, bro. Mad.
Yeah, I remember the Hog tournaments. It used to get bad.
I'm about one time we were at Act and we were backstage just hanging out. It was when they did one of the house shows at, I think it was the Brooklyn, what is it, the Cyclones Stadium?
It's at I think it's just called the Cyclone Stadium, isn't it? Or what is? It's I forgot the name of it. Yeah.
Backstage, and Red had, I forgot what system he had, but he had a monitor for a system. And we were playing UFC. I want to say he had his 360. It was like me, AJ, and Red, and a few of the guys, And we were getting louder pops for that in the back than everything else that was going on because you hear, like everybody's like, the non-gamer guys, what the hell's going on? You know what I mean?
Oh, there we go. We got a comment in the chat. MCU part. Thank you.
But yeah, so we got a lot of guys that and a lot of the older guys, if you notice, they all say the same. These kids don't party anymore. Yeah, because all you guys started dying. So got to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah. Now it's all the gaming stuff. That's what we inherited. We'll do the Twitch and all that good stuff.
It's cool because I heard a story about one of the flights coming back from Europe. There was like 8 WWE guys and like top guys. Like when I say top, I'm talking about guys who hear voices in their head. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying? They were all playing Mario Kart. All different seats and playing, and I was like, man, that sounds so awesome.
No, and that's how it is. That's how you gotta love it. You gotta love that's what's keeping everyone entertained.
Yeah, and for me, I never like going out to the bar after. Like I would to babysit and make sure my friends didn't get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how could you not babysit homicide? He definitely is a gremlin. You cannot feed him after midnight. You can't get him wet. You know what I mean? Like, and it's homicide. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch him. But I would rather always go to my room, and everywhere I went, I always would bring a system with me. So, whenever I would do shows that I stayed far away, I had some sort of, whether it was my Vita or my my Xbox, whatever it was, something with me. So for me, it's awesome. Some of the other guys are like, they're all kids.
No, definitely. Now, like last few shows, when at least pre-pandemic, I was bringing my Guardian with me with my PlayStation, and legit, and especially so many guys were popping because I'm known for making customs. So I'll make the custom characters and I gotta play as myself in 2K, and legit that would be our hotel room games, just playing 2K.
Yeah, and I remember they were telling me that House of Lore, they had like that huge screen to play with. I seen pictures of it, but I never got a chance to play. But I remember they were talking about that. Like Red would go at like 2 a.m. and just pop in, basketball, football, whatever it was that he wanted to play, and be like, "Yo, what are you doing? I'm playing. Don't touch."
No, definitely. There would be those times where it's just some of the students, like me, Quinn, and a few guys, and we're just there like, no one else is here? All right, time to play Coliseum. And we would just play all the Japanese imports and just on that screen. I was like, just clean fun.
But that's what's awesome about it is that all stems from Red, SAT, Quiet Storm, all those guys were like that too. That's the reason why we all got along so good. We were all like that. It's something that connected us besides our love for wrestling. And you kind of need that because wrestling, it gets, to a point where it's like, all right, how many times can I see this before it gets boring? And you need to keep yourself up and, motivated to do things. And if you have that brotherhood and that natural feeling of, oh man, we got something in common, you want to work harder, and video games definitely help that.
Awesome. But you mentioned a lot of those guys, what are your thoughts on that right now? Like a lot of the guys are starting to make their ways back into it. Like I see SATs making their comeback. You guys, like you mentioned, Lethal's still killing it right now in ROH. You got Azrael killing it again. You got Arcadia coming back. What are your thoughts on that generation still holding strong too, though? You guys are still making your mark.
I love it because, it shows that they have longevity, that they did the right thing by taking care of their bodies. Azrael, I think, set the mark when he showed up on AEW and he killed it. You know, and it sometimes it shows that it is a political game. It's who you know, not how good you are. So, but as long as there's other places for them to shine, then with all the access that we discovered through COVID and staying home and having to find different channels to watch whatever we liked, they're able to be bigger stars now. Pre-COVID, it was hard to watch some of these guys because there wasn't access. COVID forced, a lot of the companies like IWTV to, get their stuff together and put out better streams, better quality, better companies. And, it helped out a lot that people were home. I need to watch wrestling. What can I watch? And they would watch, all kinds of crazy nonsense. And to be honest, that's kind of the reason why deathmatch wrestling blew up.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of people who discovered deathmatch wrestling through that. And you see a lot of people, that girl from Mexico, what's her name, Sadika? Yep. Why is she being flown up here? Because people were demanding to see her because she's a maniac. She put a chick through a windshield of a car. So, hell yeah, to see that, But it is cool to see a lot of guys. Like I said, Chuco Scorpio. He's an absolute legend, and he's one of the coolest dudes ever. Every time I see him, what up, Mack Daddy? You know what I mean? Like, it's cool for me, that the veterans like him and Sabu, they always call me Mack Daddy, and that's cool as hell that they even remember who the hell I am. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I always say, if people get mad at me, I'm mad humble, but like, to me, I'm nothing. I'm just a guy who beat up people, beat up people, whatever you want to call it. But, there's nothing, I didn't change the world. I didn't develop some sort of, medicine to save people. No, I entertain people by throwing people in the walls.
See, but to us, that means a lot. Like, again, for guys like my generation, us young guys, you did what Too Cold Scorpio and Sabu did for you guys. Like, that's how we see it. Like, it's, I don't know.
It just, like I said, it's just weird to me. I mean, like, one of the craziest things was a few years ago, Marty Jannetty. Eddie, and I was like, who the hell's going? And then I see Marty Jannetty. It was like, oh, Marty Jannetty, what's up? It's like, how you doing? He like ran up, jumped, and hugged me, and like, I was like, man, this is crazy. Marty Jannetty is like, mad chill with me. You know what I mean? And like, for me, like I said, it's cool, and I do hope that a lot of people want to see. So like, they see an Arcadia and they see him killing, or they see Grim Reaper and they see him killing, and Azrael. And they want to see the older stuff, where they came from, I was always a big fan of Bruno Sammartino. I enjoy seeing the 1960s stuff from the Garden and the 1970s stuff and 60s stuff from Japan with him, because, one, it's hard to find. So when you do find it, it's like a buried treasure. And two, you get to see him in a different light. Like, a lot of people might only remember Bruno Sammartino, if they're my age, as the guy who did the interviews backstage or did commentating for a few shows, And then you got people like me who know who they are, and you see them, you're like, oh man, that's so dope that they're doing it the way, you know what I mean, like how we're doing it, And so I enjoy weird stuff like that, but I really do hope that with the resurgence of some of my faves, like I said, Arcadia is easily my top. I tell him all the time, he's one of my top faves. I really pushed hard for him to try to get to TV. Yeah. Because I felt like, he had the ability, and, he had a couple things that sidelined him, so, he couldn't really take full advantage at the time. But he's one of my favorite human beings, period, on the face of the earth. And I really wanted to see him succeed, so. And the same thing with Reefer. Reefer is an awesome dude.
Definitely is, definitely.
Yeah, like, Grim Reaper, the wrestler, is awesome, but the guy, Kevin, is just an amazing dude. And, he's a funny guy. I used to have a friend who wanted me to send videos of just him talking, because, he's got the New Yorker, yo, come out, what's up, we're out. Boss of the boss, But, like, I love that he's getting all this love.
Same, yeah.
That Arcadia, it's, like I said, for me, it makes me proud, because I know that I did something right when I had my time.
No, definitely. And I do hope so, that a lot of, again, the newer fans are watching that and thinking, let me start doing the research. Because, again, luckily, a lot of the Jersey All-Pro stuff is getting uploaded now. there's a way to watch it on IWTV, and you're getting to see a lot of this and get to see, okay, this is where all this is coming from. And you're getting to see a lot of the stuff that we pop for now. It's like, wait, they were doing it back then? Oh, like,
yeah, like the other day, and and when it happened, I was like, oh man, I can't believe this is happening, because at the time, the one guy involved was nothing. He was just, but I knew already he was going to be a star, just because I was following Japan. But a lot of people don't even know that JAP had Samoa Joe versus Okada in Rawway. And at the time when it happened, I was like, oh my God, this is so dope. I can't believe this match is happening. And at the time, Joe was at like not a bad point, but he was at a lower point in his career. And he said that match helped revive his love, because the crowd reaction that he got from JP was so insane. And we have Okada. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool that we have that history. And it's not just JP. There's JCW's also coming back, hitting a revival. I see my guy Too Hot Steve Scott. He's another one that I've known him since he's like 12, 13. We used to come to shows, and to see him develop. He had a downfall, I guess you would say, but not really. And now he's working his way back up, and he's in better than he's been. He's looking awesome, and people are loving him. And I love seeing that. I love to see the stuff that people everyone loves, that Rocky underdog story, and I love to see guys that I know go through some stuff, some tough times, and then come out looking like superstars. So for me, I'm happy.
No, definitely. Like I said, for me, that I studied all you guys. Seeing it now, I'm like, again, this is awesome, and it also makes me just to be a little greedy. I'm like, okay, there's a chance I can work these guys now. Like, as that student training, I'm like, okay, now I have a chance to wrestle this guy. It's not this just dream match element anymore. Now it's like, it can happen.
Like, even if they show up for training, you know what I mean? You get a chance to be in there, and you get to learn. That's the best experience.
No, definitely. I've been lucky. I've gotten to train with a lot of with Homicide, with Low-Key. I always count this as just getting to pick your brain for a bit. I'm training right now, just getting to learn from you for a bit. It's like, this is me learning the best psychology I can, is having this combo.
Yeah, because how did they learn back in the day? They rode long car rides with the veterans, and they talked about what happened, what they saw, what needs to change, what needs to stay. And character development and stuff like that. And that it all stems from those long car rides. Without them, how do we learn? You don't. So, especially back then, that there were no schools like there are now. And now you can get a school, and, you can get a couple of seminars. You have a vet that works for your company, and then, you luck out. But back then, there wasn't any of that. It was just, hey, kid, come here. Grab my bag, and let's go. We're going. Okay.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, definitely. I forgot to. I had asked people, what should I talk to you about? I got a few people that had some shout outs. Lit from Special K. I popped for that one just because I'm like, wait, you just saw him at Catalyst for this Apex. But okay. Lit wants the shout out and he asked the question, actually. Why'd you hit him so hard?
Back then he was down. He was like, how can I say this? He wasn't taking things seriously. And I'm not a big fan of enjoying hitting people, but trust me, there are some people that need to get hit. And at the time he was one of those guys, but he's somebody that I enjoy, having his company. I've never not liked having him around. There's some people that like instantly I'm like, ugh, get away, please. I can't deal with you. But with him, I didn't mind him one bit. He was always very respectful. And I know that it helped develop him into the man that he is now, because he has a successful company he's in charge of. And that doesn't happen if he doesn't go through his trials and tribulations as a kid. And not that I'm saying that I made him into the successful man that he is, no. But I know that, part of that road had to go through me. And he's somebody that I'm proud to see doing his thing now. And I enjoy working with Catalyst. is. There's a lot of good things going on. My deal now with Boom and so some of the younger guys there, Boom Harden. I love them. I love seeing them work because they're all hungry.
Yep.
They all want to go all out. It's cool to me to be in that environment. Like, it makes you want to work harder and be hungrier. And like I said, the storyline with Loke, it's going to be interesting. And where it leads to, I'm not, to be honest, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to going on that road with them there for that company because they're investing with everything. It's good to have companies like that. I do want to send a quick shout out. He always, you got to shout me out. My boy Guapo, he always asks for a quick shout out. And so this is my shout out, Guap. I miss our podcast that we used to have every morning before work. We would talk to each other. He was, one of my people that we would talk every morning before work for like half an hour, 45 minutes, just everything out in the open. You know what I mean? And he's one of my favorite people too. We've known each other going back to the Doghouse days, and he's always been there for me to hear me out, and I've always been there to hear him out. So hope he's doing good tonight, wherever he's at.
Awesome. No, but definitely getting to work with Lit that way. He's definitely a changed mentality now. He's definitely helping us as well as the younger guys, helping us with a lot of the backstage stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of guys like that. That's why I say I'm glad for our generation. There is a lot of you guys, vets, that are giving us that knowledge and helping us continue this amazing road.
Mm-hmm.
But
I did another question from.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, it froze on us a bit.
Frozen. I was like, oh. I did see there was something from my boys, Modtrom, that they asked something very silly.
Oh yeah, let me make sure I find that because I definitely saw something. I had everything written down. I just want to let me find that one sec. Okay, so okay, this is why I definitely popped when I saw this. So first, he wants to know about Fetal Position Friday.
Okay, so Fetal Position Friday was a very bad Friday in JP history. For some reason, this was like the coming out party of what we would call the Hit Squad. It's me, Ma, Floki, and Homicide.
Yep.
And we had alliances before. We kept working each other and feuding with each other. But this was the first time the four of us were unified. And we beat up an entire locker room outside, ringside, in the ring, and everyone ended up in the fetal position. Legit.
Okay.
But at one point, the worst that I felt real bad for was we used to have these really heavy stairs. They probably weighed easily about 200 pounds. And they're full, heavy, thick steel. You know what I mean? And Homicide took the stairs, lifted it up, and just let it go onto Jay Lover's head at the corner, caught him right in the side of the head. And I was like, oh man, we're having too much fun. We gotta go. We gotta pull back. And I felt bad for Jerry. Jay Lover is my boy, but he definitely got rocked, and that was a rough one. But Modtrom, their family and friends used to come to shows with them before they started taping for JP. And even after they were taping, they were all fans who loved JP. They used to come to Bayonne every month. And when they saw that, they were the ones that did the Position Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So.
That's awesome. Well, he has more. So let's keep it. Your thoughts on mayonnaise? He said.
Let's put it this way. I would rather lick a homeless person's foot.
There you go. There's, and last he says, do the Lemmy voice.
So when we would do car rides, a song that would come on at some point, Lemmy would sing it. So it didn't matter if it was Michael Jackson or Britney Spears, Lemmy was singing. So right now my voice is pretty bad, but I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would be really funny. But we used to give me more. And I mean, like, it used to sound so much better. My voice is pretty bad right now. It's chopped up, but yeah, no, Lemmy definitely sang a lot of Britney Spears, a lot of Michael Jackson. It was, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Also, we got shout outs here from the World Sport Battlegrounds. They say salute to Mack and to Wade. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for. Also, another shout out we had. He was checking us earlier. Was a Ghost Shadow.
Ghost Shadow. Don't steal my space bomb. Ghost Shadow's another one of those guys. He was like one of the first guys that started this whole, I guess, I don't want to say it was like right before COVID, but, it was a little bit before COVID. He started a renaissance, and but he was somebody that people were fiending to see for a long time. Like, he hit real quick, and it was out. And he didn't even realize that people wanted to see him that bad. Like, to him, he just thought nobody cared. And, like, every time I would talk to him, bro, I got all these people hit me up. Where's Ghost Shadow? You know what I mean? And that was for, like, 10 years I was telling him this.
Yep.
And I think I want to say it was J-Train who brought him back out of the dead. I could be wrong. But, it's good to see that, someone who's that talented, again, took care of his body.
Yep.
You look at him, he's in better shape now than when he was.
No, definitely. And it's funny when at Callus, when they were mentioning, when I heard in the rumblings, I popped. I was like, wait, he's coming back? And seeing what he's done, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Just because, again, if you guys haven't, definitely check out just the innovation Ghost Shadow does, especially as a technician, the submissions he does, his version of the just amazing.
Basically, everything that's popular on AEW now, because WWE doesn't do it. But basically, a lot of stuff that you see on AEW, 20 years ago, this guy was doing it.
Yep.
And people were just mesmerized. That's why he was in such high demand. And when he bounced, people were like, oh, man, I need more, please. Yep. It's a good thing that he's back and he's killing it better than he originally did. So that's one of the things I miss about doing BWF in the Bronx. Because I got to see him once a month, got to watch him wrestle and hang out with him, because he's another one of those guys that, very real, but very cool.
No, definitely.
I always enjoy my conversation.
No, definitely. He's someone because he's been going crazy about me having you on. I might have to try to see if I can maneuver my way to get him on the podcast. So we'll see. That'll be another great conversation right there. But we're having all this. I gotta plug your upcoming show. Because we have to do some promotion here. Titan Championship Wrestling Warfare is coming September 25th, Bayville Elks Lodge, and it is going to be at TitanChampionshipWrestling.com. You can get your tickets today. Your thoughts on that show coming up? Because again, we said it, Titan. I have to give it its prop. It's been running the safest throughout this pandemic as well, and giving fans that wrestling urge and giving fans their fix in a sense. And they're still going strong.
Well, Titan has become my home for the last 2 years. And to be honest, I'm throwing a lot of myself into Titan, in that I'm able to develop certain things a way that I want to develop them.
Yeah.
This whole title run that I'm having, this is all me with my creative say and my creative input. And, I'm able to enjoy seeing my stuff come to fruition. Right now I'm in the middle of Johnny Moran trying to get a shot at my title. I keep rejecting him. But we just had the show this weekend where it was me and Nikos Ricos against Johnny Moran and Rick Recon. And Johnny Moran got the win over Nikos, and he ended up winning the Funhouse Championship title, very first Funhouse Championship title, which is a company being run by my old tag team partner, Mack.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Congrats to Magic again for getting that. I've seen what they're doing. That's awesome.
38 years. Can you imagine? I don't even know. I don't even remember most of my, 42 years on this planet. 38 years he's been wrestling. But, yeah, he, with Titan, it's going to take an interesting turn now, because now we're going to be heading into November, which is usually they have their big show, Mount Olympus, all that good stuff that they like doing at the end of the year to close out. It's going to be very interesting to see where we go. I am enjoying the development of Nikos Ricos, who I think is just an absolute stud. Vicious Vicky, who has been absolute fire the last year. Everything she touches, she's been blowing up.
Yep.
Then you have Rick Recon, who he did AEW a couple of months ago. He's been on fire. There's a few guys there that really have just been stepping it up and giving their all with this company. There's a couple of younger cats too who are, starting to make some waves, and it's going to be an interesting next few months to see how we close out the year and where 2022 takes us. Like I said, I have no plans on losing this title before at any point, but before my anniversary in February. And I would like to, continue to dominate into 2022. But we'll see what happens. It should be interesting. But definitely check out Titan Championship Wrestling. They're running. It is a family show, but get a little edgy every once in a while. I may have called someone this weekend, but it's really a lot of fun.
No, definitely.
And I've been enjoying my time with Titan Championship Wrestling.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Again, guys, like I said, check out TitanChampionshipWrestling.com for your tickets. And again, on YouTube as well, there's a lot of the matches out there. Check it out. Check out the great product they're putting out. I've been lucky to go to a few shows. It's always a good time. Again, you'll find something you're going to enjoy there. There's a lot of different styles, a lot of different kind of matches. Last time I went was actually for the huge Rumble you guys did, and that was, again, it's something for everyone.
That was the thing, though. We took Theo. I could never say his name right, but Black Theo with the dreads.
Yeah.
We took him, and I pressed him from one side of the ring. Someone caught him, and then they pressed him from that side of the ring to the outside. And he's still hot about that. Sorry, Theo. Is it Morgendorfer? I can never say his name.
I think that's how it's said. I'm not even going to try to not butcher it even more.
I tried it a couple of times. I'm like, nope, I'll just call you Theo.
No, but again, guys, definitely check that out. And I guess now I'm gonna put that in the air. If by February you're still champ, would you put the belt against Tremont?
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. The whole thing is, I feel that, and I've always been a big believer in this. Everyone has their spot wherever they run. It's almost like a territory where with New Jersey, there's the people that run in Atlantic City.
Yep.
There's the people that run by Philly. There's the people that run on the shore. There's the people that run North Jersey. There's people that run Western Jersey, but it's not as populated for whatever reason. But, I mean, they have their specific areas. And I feel that if I take that title to H2O, or I take that title to JCW, or I take that title to wherever I represent, then it just makes Titan look bigger and better. And to be honest, like I said, I have a lot of fire for Tremont because I really wanted it before he retired. And I had a hint he was going to retire, but I was trying hard before he retired to get it out. But come on, that's it. And it didn't happen. So now he's come back, and I'm gonna start, rubbing those sticks too, because I want that fire. And to be honest, I think I mentioned this before. I want to know how tough I am. I'm not a deathmatch guy, not at all. But I've done barbed wire.
Yep.
I've done street fights. I've done stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of glass. Not a big fan of thumbtacks. But at the same time, you get us in barbed wire, and don't think that I won't be able to have, a good time messing around. You know what I mean? And just that Tremont is the best at what he does.
Yep.
There's no denying. He's the best deathmatch wrestler, bar none. And I love Low Life Louie. To me, Low Life Louie is family. But he'll tell you Tremont is the best.
Yeah.
It just it's that competitive spirit that I've always had. And Tremont, for whatever reason, I feel that I think we would have an absolute banger. Put the barbed wire around, and we'll have fun.
Well, then again, I'm gonna be pushing forward as well, because that's a match I'll love to be there right front and center just to see you two. I'm not even gonna call it a match, just to see that fight. Yeah, because that's what it's gonna be.
Definitely. It's one of those where we aren't gonna look at each other in the back the whole time, and we finally see each other in the ring. It's game on. It's not like I'm breaking taboo talking about behind the scenes. Everybody, has a perception of what they know of is pro wrestling, but there are still those real moments.
Yeah,
I've had them a bunch of times, where the intensity and the competitive spirit is just so high that it's nothing personal. It's just you can't have your mind freaked out by looking or talking to the guy that you're going to wrestle. Just you have an understanding, aim to do something, and the pressure's on to deliver on that.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Tremont, that's going to be the same deal. Like I said, I like Tremont. I remember watching him surprise the world when he beat Necro Butcher in the Tournament of Death. Nobody thought that was going to happen, and he did. And now, what's he won? Like something like 10 tournaments, and every single deathmatch tournament in the United States he's won. He's got Onita, Atsushi Onita, the legend, the guy that Low Life Louie showed me 6 years ago. You gotta see this guy, Onita. He's ready, dude. And like Onita's calling him out. And that just speaks volumes about Tremont. That Onita, who knows that he's past his prime, but he still has that fire and passion that he wants to call out Tremont. That fires me up too. That makes me. I'm not trying to ride anybody's coattails. We could do it in front of nobody. I just want to know where I stand with the match. That's it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And definitely, again, that saga right there, that's insane. Just to think about all that. Also, we got another comment here. Matt Awesome is saying, first he says Theo, and then he misses you.
Tell him I miss him too. We got to ask him if he's killing the other cats, Jake Alpha and all them, about No Mercy. That was like the big thing forever.
I still say, the last time I had him on a podcast, I was like, I feel like he's just ribbing everyone. Like, how have you not played No Mercy? Like,
exactly. But there's people who haven't seen like Nightmare on Elm Street, and there's people who haven't seen Goodfellas. So what's awesome to us might not be as awesome to them. But who's to say that they're right or wrong? They're wrong for not watching it. But
there we go. I guess we often have to speak about that before we start wrapping this up. Your movie interest here. Again, there's so much out there right now. What are you watching?
So I just watched Suicide Squad and I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Pretty good. Polka Dot Man is my favorite by far. He's the best developed character in a long time, and just the hilarity of everything that he brought to the table is just great. I watched. I don't know why I have an obsession with the Fast and Furious movies.
I do too, so I can't wait to hear this.
I watched the last one and I enjoyed it more than the one where they were on the runway for 20 miles at the end. I forget which number it is. I want to say it's 6.
Yeah.
They have that one scene that's like 45 minutes on a runway, and that plane would have taken off and destroyed everything. But this one I enjoyed. John Cena is developing into a good actor.
Yep.
I believe. He's enjoyable, period. But now he's done a couple of serious roles, and it's a lot of fun to watch that. It makes me proud to be a pro wrestler to see that. But outside of that, I've been keeping up with as much as I can. It's just again, my time is very limited. Um, Although I did get into the series Atypical on Netflix, and I'm really enjoying the hell out of that. I don't know why, but my time, and maybe it's because they're 25-minute episodes.
Yeah, I think that's what the best about it. That's like it's still bingeable. That's like you have that time to watch.
Yeah, yeah. Like I tried to watch the first couple of He-Man, the new releases, and I liked some of them, but I wasn't like I didn't want to like develop an interest for past the initial like it's He-Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but outside of that, I do want to see. There's that new one, the one with what's his name, Wolverine.
I know which one you're talking about. Hold on, I have to look this up now because I forgot the name. Hold on.
It looks awesome. Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it, but it looks awesome. It looks interesting as hell. Where he's trying to figure out what's going on with his memories and stuff like that. So, I'm into movies like that because the problem with me is I'll watch a movie and like literally 2 minutes in, I'll tell the whole I ruin it. I'm like, all right.
It's called Remnants, but I'm also like that. That's like after I start picking up on the plot, I'm like, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. I was like that. I saw Black Widow with a few friends, and halfway through it, I called you. I was like, this is bad.
Yeah. And some of them are so easily predictable. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I try not to spoil it. But it's just so hard. It's like, how do you not see that that's the bad guy, really? You know what I mean? Like, but the best, one of my favorite stories of all time. I might have actually told it last time I was here, but I'm going to tell it again. When Scarface had their 25th, I want to say it was the 25th or 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
They had a showing in Manhattan at Times Square. So it was like me, Homicide, EC Negro, Casey Blade, and like a few other wrestlers. And we're all jazzed up. We're like, yeah, Scarface. I mean, it's not like we're seeing it for the first time, but we're like, yeah. So we're getting, I want to say we're getting our tickets. And somebody walks out of the theater and, or is about to walk into the theater, like they have a Scarface shirt. And I was like, well, here's a spoiler. He dies at the end, right? Sure. Just being stupid. And then Loki turns to me and goes, you dick. I never watched Scarface. I was like, how have you never seen Scarface? Oh. But like, he was like, oh, thanks for ruining it. All just died laughing. How have you never seen Scarface?
Wow.
Like almost every other week on like Channel 11 or Channel 9. You know what I mean? So like he's always on. I was
gonna say I think I just watched it again this weekend because it was on cable. Like it's a cult classic like that. You have to watch Scarface.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. And I saw an interview recently. It's a shoot interview with Scott Hall. He's talking about how he got the character or whatever.
Yep.
And they're trying to get him to do the scene where they kill Frank Lopez, right? And I always laugh because when he shoots the cop Mel, after he shoots him, whoever said you was one, and you see Mel, oh wait a minute, like that. And when he's like, why don't you go buy yourself one of those tickets for the resurrection? You know what I mean? Like, that's style acting right there. Everything came out with that fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, that was the best.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
I've said it. We need to do. Remember that? I don't know. You might be a little too young. There was a show called Mystery Science Theater in 2000. So I always felt like we should do random wrestlers. Like, I would pay to watch certain wrestlers talk about a movie as it's playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, some guys are so hilarious, and like just to hear their thoughts about certain movies, I would love to do that.
Hey, it's possible. That's a lot of people do that on Twitch. They'll just give their commentary.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
We're about to set this up. We'll talk on the side after this. We'll set something up and we'll plan this out. But, no, that's awesome. You got to see. I have to recommend one movie you definitely have to check out is Free Guy, that new Ryan Reynolds movie.
I definitely want to see that. I heard that was pretty awesome.
I'm not going to spoil it. All I'm going to say though is if you like They Live, you'll enjoy this movie.
Okay, but he's in a video game, right?
Yeah.
He's in that?
But it's the perfect mashup though.
Yeah.
That's what I told everyone. I'm like, if you like They Live and you like video games, this is your movie.
Yes.
So
yeah, I'm probably gonna end up checking it out. I don't know about this week, maybe next week, but or during the week. I definitely want to see that.
No, definitely, it's a good one. That's definitely, you'll enjoy that.
Yes.
But let's start wrapping this up because I don't want to take too much more of your time because this has been awesome and I'll go with hours with you here. So.
Yeah. You know me. If we have time, I'll talk for days.
Well, let's start. I have to ask. This is the only question I'm going to ask everyone every time is. So, what's the end goal? What ends? Where we're heading?
So, like I said, right now the focus is on 25, the run to 25. Because honestly, I never thought I would do anything for this long. I didn't think I'd be alive, honestly. If you talk to my friends, they all get mad at me because I'm like, I'm not going to live past 60. So get used to me now. Like, get all of me that you can now because once 60 hits, I'm probably going to be dead a few years before.
Oh, jeez.
But, yeah, listen, just look at what the deal is, Fanatic, short, wrestler, all kinds of crap that comes with being that. You know what I mean? But ultimately, you just want to be able to sit back, relax, and enjoy what I love doing, what I love is pro wrestling, and seeing the guys and being able to, if like I see someone like every once in a while I'll call up Angel or Mike and be like, bro, I saw this, you watch because you might end up doing this, or what if you did this? You know what I mean? Like, give input and then I'll watch and then they'll do it and I'm like, all right, that's cool. You know what I mean? And like to have that connection with guys like that is something that I'm very proud to say that I have. But like I said, for me right now, in ring, get to 25.
Yep.
Because, it's not that far away. Anything can happen. We all know. I mean, right now we got this thing where, the Delta variant of COVID is coming, making, big comeback and things might get canceled again. And I hope not, but anything's possible, and I just want to get to 25 so that way, whether I stay in the ring or I walk away after that, I can hold my head up high and be like, listen, nobody can take away the 25 years of work that I did, and just enjoy, like I said, I have a little girl who she's turning 8 years old next week, and she's really awesome. I enjoy the hell out of her. Like, so you hear some parents complain about their kids, and I was like, oh, they're fucking bad. Whatever it is. My daughter is such an amazing kid. Like, I really want, I don't want to rush, but I also want to be able to hang out with her. Like, hey, let's go to the bar and hang out.
Yep.
She's going to be a cool kid like that for me, and I really hope that I get a chance to get that far. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, nothing's promised.
Yep.
So, that's my main goal is just staying healthy enough to make it to that point and, see everything develop. And then when it's time to go to sleep, just throw my head back and I'm good to go.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much for chilling with me with a little bit. This conversation was amazing. It was awesome. Again, like I said, this was training right here. Getting to pick your brain for a little bit. And I know we'll definitely have more combos because
yeah. But definitely set up something, whether it's playing a game or watching a movie on Twitch and just chilling. Yeah.
No, definitely. And both, because that's actually what I do too. Again, if you guys have seen crazy streams I've done wrestling wise, so we'll definitely set something up. I'll definitely talk to you after the pod about that because we gotta plan something out. Have some of the guys get nostalgia again. But definitely, guys, thank you so much for watching. I just
want, because like I said, nothing to promise. I just want to send shout outs to Homicide, who That's my brother from another mother. Low-key, same deal. Eddie Kingston, Guapo. Guapo's going to get mad at what I just did right there. Arcadia, Red, SAT, anybody that I've worked with, anybody that I've met that I've had the pleasure of spending time with over the last 25 years, if not more. Low Life Louie, Mace Mendoza, Buffy. I want to send the shout out to Magic. Again, he's about to hit his 38 years in the biz. I want to send the shout out to my former partner, Havoc, who passed away recently, and Xavier, who his 1 year anniversary just passed this week. Those were guys that spent time, I spent a lot of time with.
Yep.
And I miss them, and I hope that wherever they're at, they're able to rest easy and enjoy watching their children grow. Whatever you believe in, if you believe in afterlife or not, we know that the spirit does continue.
Yep.
And hope that their spirit is able to enjoy what's happening after with their families. To be honest, like I said, everybody like you who have shown me so much love, I'm very thankful, grateful for everything that you guys bring to me. So thank you.
No, awesome. And again, like I told you, man, for us, you guys are living legends to us. Always, no matter what. You're just going to keep being humble with it. But again, we'll keep saying our praises about you because you guys are awesome. But again, guys, don't forget, next week we'll also be having 2 amazing guests. Episode 4 with the lovely Valentina Vasquez. And then next Tuesday, I can confirm, we'll be talking with Big Game Leroy. That's going to be some more video game talk there because got to talk with the game changer.
Yep.
But
Leroy's pretty cool. And Valentina's pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be something. If we do something video game wise, I got to get Leroy somehow in there to mess with you guys.
You got to find a clip of when he played low-key at House of Glory in the ring. One of my favorite low-key.
That when they talked about that, I was like, there's no way he's going to be down for that. And seeing that in front of a sold-out hog crowd, I was like, there you go. It's magic. It's magic moments right there. That's I say. But again, thank you so much, Steve. Again, I don't even know what to call you anymore. I'm like, I want to say Tío, Padrino, everything. Thank you so much, man.
He calls me Uncle Steve. That's close to me, so you know what I mean? That's allowed for you.
Thank you. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget, be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people. And as always, follow the law. And also, go follow Steve. Go follow on Twitter. Link is in the bio as well. Definitely go follow the legend there. Again, guys, we'll be back next week. Till then, peace and follow